Hello there everyone and welcome to another video. Festival week is coming up fast now and we're all really looking forward to it, as I hope you are too. Today I'm joined by volunteers Lizzie and Kristen and we're going to be telling you a little bit about how best to record your videos.
The video submissions are open, just go to this website here and the deadline is on the 17th of May.
On that page, you'll also find some more really helpful tips on uploading your videos, so definitely check that out. But without any further ado, we'll get started on our top tips to make your videos look and sound amazing.
So this year we've become very used to being on camera for a variety of different activities. But one thing that's quite universal between them all is that doing these activities online is a little bit different to doing them in person. So this section of the video is kind of a reminder of those aspects of performance, the sort of things that contribute to a sort of good overall impression, but are easily forgotten in these online times. So I hope that these reminders will help you out. Please note that none of the things that I'm about to speak about are judged as part of your adjudication. They're just kind of added extras that you can include if you'd like. Research has shown that first impressions really count, particularly when it comes to the performing arts. So the opening moments of your performance are really important. And one way that you can really capture the audience's attention in those opening moments is to introduce yourself and what you're going to be playing. So if it was me, I would suggest just saying your name, maybe what class you'll be performing in, and the item that you'll be performing and who it's been written by before you begin your performance. Make sure you say it clearly and with a smile on your face so that your audience knows that you're passionate about what you do. But again, if you don't feel comfortable introducing, don't worry at all. It's not for everyone and it's not a necessity. It won't be marked as part of your video. It's just good practice. So once you've introduced your piece, I think one of the most important things that you can do is to just take 5 to 10 seconds after the introduction to just make sure that everything's in order, make sure your seat's in the right place, for example, your sheet music is open on the right page, and just get yourself in the zone. It can be a really, really big help, and it just ensures kind of the overall success of your performance. Now, the same applies for the end of the performance. Once you've finished, just hold your performance stance for a minute. It will draw your audience in, and then you might want to say, thank you for listening, give the audience a smile, just to round off the end of your performance. Now, the most important thing through all of these tips that I've given you is to just do whatever you feel most comfortable playing. All of these things that I'm suggesting, they're just extras. We're here to listen to your performances, so if you'd rather skip any of these, that's absolutely fine, because the main thing is that your performance shows all of your hard work and talent.
It's a real shame that we won't be able to hear your performances in person, because the sound of a video just never quite lives up to the real thing. However, there are some things that you can do when you're filming your video to help improve the audio quality. If you have a microphone or a camera with a microphone that you can use, then that is great. But if you don't, then it is absolutely fine to just use your phone or use a computer like I'm using right now. If you are using your phone, it's a good idea to make sure it's not plugged into anything like headphones or a charging lead. And also, you might want to take the phone case off because that can sometimes muffle the sound. If your phone or whatever device you're using to record yourself on is too close to the source of the sound, then it's likely to distort it. So try and have it set up at least 30 to 50 centimetres away. Have a think about where you're going to do your video. You want to try and find somewhere that's got as little background noise as possible, because we don't want anything to distract from your performance. The best way to find the perfect setup for audio quality is just to experiment. Try different rooms, different distances from your recording device, and even different places in the room. For example, if you're in the middle, sometimes you can find that the sound is less clear because it's more echoey. So you might find that if you're standing closer to a corner, it sounds better. Just try different things out and see what works best. If you're using a backing track which you're going to have playing into headphones, then use a different device to do the actual recording of the videos. If you're going to have the backing track playing out loud so it can be heard in the video, then have a think about where the device that's playing it is going to be. Just in terms of the balance, because if it's too close to the microphone, then as well as maybe distorting the sound, it's going to be too loud and drown you out. But if it's too far, then you might not be able to hear it. Have fun recording your video, and remember that these are just some little tips to help you out. You don't need to stress about making sure your video has the perfect sound quality.
Hello, my name is Kristen, and I'll be talking to you about your video quality and the top tips for when you're creating your submissions. So the first top tip is your ideal spot. So the ideal spot for when you're creating your videos is that you want lots of natural light. So ideally you should make your videos in front of a window. You don't want any light sources coming from behind you, as this could cause shadows and glares, and you don't want anything like that because then we won't be able to see your face. My second top tip is about framing the shot. And ideally, we would like you to film in landscape if possible. And if you are an actor, a singer, an instrumentalist, a pianist, we would like you to consider where you as the performer are in relation to the camera. Whether that be your head and upper body or your instrument, just however you need to be so that you can maximize your performance. My final top tip is about camera location. So ideally we would like you to film in front of a white background or a plain location, just something that's not going to distract others from your performance. So if possible, to have a tidy up and make sure there's no clutter about. But if this isn't possible, then that's okay, because this is about your performance and performing to your best ability. Now back to the others.
So that's our advice on how to make your videos look as slick and professional as possible. We all know that sometimes self-taping can be a little bit tricky, so hopefully our tips have been helpful to you.
Remember though, the most important thing is your performance. So if you find that there's something about the video that's not totally perfect, don't worry too much. We're here to listen to your hard work, not to judge your abilities as a cameraman or video editor.
That's right. The only thing we ask is that you try your best to submit your videos on time for the deadline, which is the 17th of May. That way, we can make sure that all of your performances are organised ahead of the really exciting festival week.
Thank you so much for watching, everyone, and we'll see you again next week for another video. Take care.